Talk faithful, your host, your boy, George Mackay, back in studio again today, pre-recorded. And I got a good one. Before I push record, we were talking about this. It was a year plus in the making. And it's because we're both lazy and we don't do very well with Instagram messaging. That's exactly the way it is. That's the truth about it. But please welcome the one and only, the WaveMaker, Kyle Boone, to Straight Talk Wrestling. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So one thing I want to get off the plate right now, if anyone is looking for any information about the Steve Wilson situation that came out with the Speaking Out movement, you're not going to find it in this interview today. We're going to leave that completely off the table. All the information was already shared out there for everyone to know. Kyle said his piece. Steve said his piece. We're going to leave it alone. I'm not going to talk about that. And if you're looking for that in this interview, you might as well turn it off right now, because we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get too personal into that, all that kind of stuff. All we're going to focus on is the WaveMaker Kyle Boone and how his girlfriend Shilo literally beats him up almost every day. But it's okay. It's okay. He actually steals her. I don't know if any of you guys know, if you follow Shilo or Kyle, like I'm friends with both of them on Facebook because I'm just that guy. But he steals her phone all the time. And he posts stuff about himself on her Facebook all the time, how Kyle is the greatest boyfriend ever. So, you know what? Let's talk about that right off the hop. What is with you stealing her phone, hacking her Facebook, and just talking about how great you are as a person?
I mean, like, I think it could have been her. Who knows? She would say a lot of these things. But I don't know. Sometimes she leaves her phone open or computer open. I'm like, I got nothing better to do.
Well, I'm just going to go online and talk about how great I am.
I got to put myself over somehow.
That's true. And what better way to put yourself over than with your, partner in crime, your life partner there, leaving her stuff open where you can just be like, you know what? She would say this about me because I am fantastic.
I am this guy.
Yeah, you are that guy. And I love the way you two, the chemistry you two have. You play off each other so well. There was that video that kind of went viral over the summer as well of everybody kind of getting together doing those like quick change videos. But your snippet of that was pretty funny because it was actually like a fight sequence done with all these phones. And then it got to you and you were like, you started crying a little bit. And then she walked in and she's like, oh my God, baby, are you okay? And then she turned around and she started beating up the phone. So I every time I watch that video, I laugh my fucking ass off.
Yeah, those jokes. Even the one when we did the competition and she was sleeping, and I was legit supposed to wake her up kind of deal. And we have a deadline every single night, like every single night that Scott Hunter would do something like this. And she was like, wake me up in like 20 minutes, whatever it was. About an hour and a half goes by. I'm like, I could just not, I could just not, and I can just win right here. That's sweet.
Oh my
God.
God.
I saw my opportunity and I had to take it, So some people ask me if it was work or not, but like,
no, it's
I'm
not.
Just kind of a shithead.
Yeah. Honestly and truly, she must really love you. She puts up with a lot, bro. She must really love you, dude.
I hope so.
I hope so. But I mean, the play that you guys have, the playfulness, it seems like you two are solid together. And it's hard to build those relationships in wrestling because when wrestling was, COVID has slowed a lot of stuff down. There's not a whole lot of indie shows or anything being booked right now. But when it was solid, you two had different dates all over the place. Sometimes you were at a show, sometimes she was at a show. And it's hard. It's hard to kind of keep that spark alive because sometimes you're at two different ends of the province or two different ends of the country, right?
Yeah, so, it's like, but at the same time, we live together. We come home and on weekends and stuff like that. If we don't see each other, we don't see each other. But at the same point of getting booked different places, if I'm not booked that day, I can tag along with her. Hopefully, get booked at that place. If she's not booked, she comes along with me. Hopefully, gets booked at that place. So it's like at the same time, it's like, this is great. The whole like not seeing each other for a little bit is like, it's okay. We'll see each other in a week,
Yeah, for sure. And when you do see each other in a week, you hack her phone, you hack her computer.
Yeah, exactly.
You
That's
pretty much destroy her social image because it seems all her thoughts about it you.
I'm trying to create my own,
There you go. That's true. So I gotta say, man, I'm a big fan of the WaveMaker character.
Thank you.
I kind of see the incantations of, especially with the way the WaveMaker's written when you do your promos. It's very Baywatch, circa 90s.
Yeah.
So I think I'm right on that because you're smiling. Most of the time, if I was wrong, people would be like, no, No, you're fucking wrong.
We actually had to pay for the Baywatch like
The
template.
font?
Yeah,
Did
the
you have to pay-
font.
Are you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, it wasn't that much, but it
Oh
was
my-
like, you know what? We want this so bad that it's like, let's just do it, you know?
All
Let's go
right,
full
all
tilt.
right. All right, as long as you didn't pay a lot, because I'm sitting there thinking, if fucking David Hasselhoff is charging like thousands of dollars for this fucking font,
I'd give David Hasselhoff my money just to be like, hey, David Hasselhoff has my money now. Sweet.
you used to run in Knight Rider, and then you ran on a beach in the 90s. This is fucking great. Oh, man. Oh, so you had to pay for the font. All right, no one's going to fault you for that, but it is very Baywatchy. So where did the incantation of the WaveMaker come from? Because you could have gone in a million different directions with what you wanted to do for your character. How did you settle on that incantation of the WaveMaker?
So what happened really was it was Shiloh's idea originally. She was thinking like a Malibu Ken type of deal, Malibu Ken kind of deal. And then my head just kind of goes like surfer. That's what it is. It's like so it was like at first it was more of the Malibu Ken thing, and then it just kind of like shifted into the whole like surfer vibe kind of deal. So it's like even with like the bathing suit trunks that I wear, those represent the bathing suit. Obviously, like I am getting a towel made that is like custom. It says the WaveMaker on it. It's gonna be sweet. So like everything like that. Most of the ideas are Shiloh's. Like she will be like she's great with character and everything like that. So I thank her a lot for all that. While I'm in the ring, I'm a goofball like outside the ring, so I kind of like put it in there as well. You know, I can be intense, I can be funny, I can be a little sad sometimes. You know.
You look like you got some pain behind those eyes. I'm going to give you a Hawaiian nickname. No, but you know what? I love it. And anybody who doesn't know the character or doesn't know the promos that we are talking about, you can check it out all on the Facebook, all on the Instagram. I just aged myself completely by calling it the Facebook. That was fucking
That's okay.
horrible. So you can
Sometimes I
find
do
it
that
all
as a
out on
joke.
on the social media world. You can see it. One of the great promos he did where it actually starts with Shiloh's back turned to the camera. We're not supposed to know it's her, but blatantly we know it's her. You kind of push her out of the way, and then you just start that cockiness.
Take a little phone call.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. The cockiness is all about it. So a couple matches I definitely do want to highlight of yours. Like I said, I have been following you for a bit. We've tried this mismatch of getting this shit together for almost a year plus. And like I said before we went on, like there's a lot of pressure on this one because if it sucks, it's going to take another 3 years for us to get off our asses and do this all over again. So, but two matches that I do want to highlight. One is definitely the no ring nor stuff that was done all this summer. There's one with you and Shilo that was completely fucking hilarious in almost every aspect of it. Bravo to the both of you. And again, that shows the chemistry, that shows the connection, that shows the the passion you both share for the business, plus sharing with working with each other, which is important. And man, the beginning where she's like, oh, we got lost again, fucking guy, I always tell him, and you're just sitting there kind of like got this whole dazed and confused thing going on. But talk to me about the no ring nor stuff, you versus your girl Shilo.
That was to be honest, that's probably one of my favorite matches right now, is just because we had so much fun with it. It was whether it's like she dunks my head in the toilet, or I throw this decoration Santa at her. By the way, when I hit her, the camera did not do its justice. I thought I like broke her leg. I threw it and it exploded on the one side. She her leggings had a giant piece of plastic just shoved in there. And I was like, that was the one time where I'm like, oh God.
I gotta give me 5 minutes. I'm fucking dying right
now. I was like, I'm holding back laughter, but I'm also worried at the same time. But I'm also like, I hope the camera caught it, you know.
And it did not. It did not.
It caught it a little bit, but it didn't do its justice. You didn't see the shatter. So even then, like I'll watch just that clip back, and I'm like, that was so fun. That was so funny. There is a lot of that match we didn't even like plan or anything, so we just go at it. She throws sand in my eyes. I had no idea that was coming at me. And I like legit my eye. I'm like, I can't believe she just threw sand in my eye. But at the same time, I'm like,
I can hear her laughing in the background.
I'm like, at the same time, during the match, I'm like, this is so her. And I'm like trying not to laugh, but I'm also like in quite a bit of pain. I'm like, yeah, like that was that was a fun match. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's obviously No Ring North. That was again, that was one of my favorite matches to date, just because of how fun it was. And we had the ironing board, we used it like throughout the whole match kind of deal, and like I I jammed my finger in one of the holes, and I was like, oh god. And during one of the moves, I'm like, oh god, I'm like, oh, this could go bad. I luckily got it out like just in time. I was like, I almost died. I'm hardcore, no big deal.
You know, it was actually almost a triple threat if you think about it, because it was you versus Shilo and the great equalizer, the ironing board.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, most people bring the great equalizer as like a steel chair or a ladder, but not Kyle Boone and Shilo. The great equalizer is the ironing board.
I didn't even know how to use that thing, to be honest. I was like, there's one point in the match, I tried to like fold it back up, and I'm like, I have no idea what to do, so I just tossed it at her. I was trying to fold it back up. I'm like, I don't know how to use this thing. Beforehand, I looked at it, and I was like, okay, I think that's how you do it, kind of deal. And then I just, during the match, I'm like, nope. Just so that's why she had the advantage, is because she knew how to use it and I did not.
That's right. So. That's right. That's because she's a lot more mature and self-sustaining than Kyle Boone is. Kyle
exactly.
Boone is still working on stuff. So you know, I think the sand in your face though was karma. Karma for all the times you have stolen her phone, you have hacked her Facebook, and everything like that. But I want to talk about another thing. This is actually before we get into my next favorite match with you. There was a photo shoot that you guys all kind of did for Halloween. She got all the girls together from pretty much all around the area. Like I believe, if I'm not mistaken, everyone in that photo has either trained or worked with Tyson Dukes in some capacity. Am I right about that?
I'm not. I don't think 100%. I think maybe Vanessa Douglas might have a little bit. I'm not sure. But I think everyone else is trained with other people.
Okay.
So like I know that there's one girl who is pretty new. I think she's training at Rip Impacts.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of them were training there. And then Bia, I don't know if Bia's training at anywhere right now, but actually she's I guess she's done wrestling right now.
Oh, okay.
She's done for a little bit. I think that was Vanessa Douglas's idea, was to get everyone together to go for that shot. And I was just hanging out because we had a show later that day. And I was like, they were like, do you want to get in on this picture? I'm like, yeah, of course, I need content.
And it's probably my favorite. Everything of that photo shoot. I'm a big Halloween guy. I love my horror movies. So a lot of the photos I loved. I loved everybody. You know, Ghostface was there. Freddy was there. You know, we had it was just a fantastic photo shoot. Check it out. It's all over Shila's Instagram. All the other girls, the ladies of Ontario. It's all over all their individual Instagrams. Great shoot. But the one picture I'm talking about, the legendary photo, is with literally every horror icon chasing the WaveMaker Kyle Boone, and he looks like he is going to cry or possibly shit himself. The face of the photo, I'm going to try. The face of the photo was something like, it was, you know, that was the face. That was the face.
It's funny. It's funny because they're like, try to look scared, Kyle. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so they took like a few pictures. I'm just smiling, and because I'm like, I can't do a scared face because I'm just getting chased, and like this is funny. And it's like, so it probably took like 10 tries for me to even just get that face, and it was still just
oh man, legendary photo. Check it out. It's all over the girls' Instagrams. Some of the ladies in the photos I have definitely sat down with. If you haven't checked out the content, I have sat down with Kyle's better half, and I say better half truthfully. Kyle's better half, Shilo. I've sat down with Bella Bronx. I've sat down with a lot of the ladies in those photos. So it's a great photo shoot. Check it out if you haven't. It's all over the girls' Instagram. Let's give them some likes. Let's get the content up. And you know what? It's kind of crazy that during all this pandemic times, we're literally 3 months out from a full year, 4 months out from a full year. By the time February of next year hits, it'll literally be 1 calendar year of this pandemic starting. And as much as it has stonewalled and stopped a lot of the stuff that we love, the wrestling business is still going strong. And the great thing about the pandemic is that it's given people a chance to reset, recenter, refocus, get healthier, heal maybe some nagging injuries they didn't have a chance to because they were always working, and get creative. I love the creativity that has come out during the pandemic, especially here in the Ontario indie scene, between Backyard Pro Canada and all the fantastic stuff they did over there, and No Ring North and all the stuff that they did there. It was just amazing. And as much as I miss seeing seeing shows every weekend, I mean, my calendar was always booked consecutively every weekend. It also helps because I know when the pandemic is over, when we get back to whatever the new normal may be, even if it's 50 people allowed at each venue, social distance to shit, just so we can enjoy some wrestling, I'm willing to take that risk. And I'm also willing, I'll put this on camera now, I'm willing to pay $40 or $50 more for my ticket because it's worth it. Because it gives you guys what, you work so hard for. A lot of times people don't understand when you're booked to a show, sometimes what you're getting paid, I mean, you have your rates in place, but sometimes the show doesn't sell out or this or that. So everyone's kind of got to take a little less. Sometimes you're only getting paid enough for a full tank of gas or maybe a meal. Then you sell your merch to kind of put you over the top. So I'm willing to pay a little extra for my ticket because I know I'm going to get amazing talent and amazing matches. Would you not agree with that statement?
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially like if you can only have so many people, like people don't understand, but like putting together these events costs a pretty penny, you know? Like you have to pay the wrestlers, you have to pay for the venue, you have to whatever place you are, you might have to rent the ring. It's to get those limited tickets, it's pretty worth it just to see it, because you don't know if this is going to go down again, like because like we came back to it's phase 3 now, right? We might go back down soon, so get your tickets if you can, because we don't know how long we'll be able to wrestle again. So
exactly,
or when it's going to come back.
Exactly. So get the tickets while you can, support while you can. I had a lot of shows lined up for October, but because we actually went back down where I'm in Peel, I'm in one of the hot spots, we went right back down to phase 2. So no indoor dining, no outdoor venues, no nothing. It's literally just go to work and come home, and that's it. And that's the price you pay. But at the same time, I'm saving money because I'm not doing anything, literally not doing anything other than occasionally taking a year to get together with Kyle Boone, for fuck's sakes. It's like, come on, Jesus. No, but
hey, it didn't cost you anything, okay?
It didn't. It didn't cost me anything. And the price of it, the only thing that I've enjoyed this conversation so much, but the one thing that really put me over the top is hearing Shilo laugh her ass in the background about how stupid we are what we're talking about. So yeah, that's good times. It's good times. But the other match I want to highlight, Holden Albright. He's probably hands down one of the top tier guys in Ontario indie wrestling.
Yeah, for sure.
And now he kind of gets to pick his opponent. And he gets to say, I'm interested in working with this guy or this girl or this person or that person. And for Smash 103, he was asked who he wanted to wrestle. And out of all the amazing talent in Ontario, he picked, and you're no slouch yourself, so don't, I'm not saying anything ignorant there. He picked you. He said, I want to work with Kyle Boone. And at Smash 103, you guys lit it up for just under 10 minutes. And it was entertaining. It was fast paced. It was his power and your agility. And I really think, in my opinion, I've seen a lot of your work. I've seen snippets and this and that. You are an impressive young athlete. This, in my opinion, was hands down your best technical body of work, in my opinion. I don't necessarily know if you agree or disagree, but that's how I feel. I feel like this match was the strongest I've seen from you. And that just shows that you haven't reached your peak yet. There's still so much in there that you haven't even touched your ceiling yet, dude. But I believe that this match was hands down one of your best bodies of work. What do you think about that?
I'm going to break it down into like different parts. So Albright picking me to wrestle to go against for that match was honestly a really big deal to me. That was still when I was a little bit newer. I just started doing the WaveMaker gimmick. So he actually messaged me and he's like, "Hey, like, are you free this date?" Like, I asked to work you. I'm like, "No way!" Like, yeah, like obviously I'm free. Like, and that was a big deal because you don't get that often in this kind of business. It's like a lot of people like look out for themselves kind of deal, and that was the first time where it felt like someone who's been around long enough is actually like looking out for me. And to this day, he's still probably one of the top guys to look out for me. So I appreciate it. I appreciate him. He's one of my favorite guys to see around, one of my favorite guys to talk to ever since the first day I met him. Um, as for my as for one of my best matches, I've had so many matches since that day, but at the same time, I just genuinely like getting into the ring with Albright. He's just great in the ring. He's great as a character. He's great as a person. And he's actually I'll put this in here now. He's doing his own promotion coming up called Go Hard Pro. Check it out, support. And I'm excited to see everything that he does. So again, just Albright is one of my favorite guys around, and enough said about that, you know?
Absolutely. He's one of my favorite guys too. I actually got a funny story about Albright. I've said it too. I've interviewed him twice on the show. He's a very good friend of mine. The last time I interviewed, I said to him, I said, I've seen you so many times at a lot of shows, and a lot of times you're rocking gold because you're just that fantastic. You've never let me hold any of the titles in the photos. But the first time he met my wife, who's my, better half, hands down,
Yeah.
she's beautiful. She's the mother of my children. He let her hold the belt right away. And I said, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, you've been on my show. And he just looked at me, and this was on the second time he was on the show. He said, George, get more attractive. And I was like, wow, that's coming from you fucking jackass. Like, I love the kid. He's, like I said, he's one of my closest friends, but that still stinks. I got roasted hard. And I don't really know how to, like, even in the interview, you can literally hear like 2 seconds of dead air because I'm sitting there going, fuck do I respond to that? Like, I can't. He's not wrong. Out of the two of us, my wife is definitely more attractive than me, but you had to call me out on my own fucking show? Like, but what can I say? We're both from Brampton, so I mean, we have that ignorant attitude about us. That's just the way it is. That's 100%.
That Brampton attitude?
That Brampton attitude, baby. That's what we got. We got that B-Town attitude on us. We think we're better than everybody else because 95% of the time, we are. No.
Whoa.
So, I mean, you've mentioned how many matches you've had since then. Like I said, you have. And anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, these two matches specifically, or any other matches of Kyle's, you can find a lot of this stuff on YouTube. He's faced a lot of great talents, and there's so much that he's done already in his short span of his career. But I mean, let's get past the pandemic for a second. Let's think long term, because I'm always kind of a long term guy. I'm always about the long game. I want to know what everybody's perception is. So let's say we get past the pandemic, the world is back to whatever the new normal might be at that time. Shows are resuming every weekend. There's a vaccine out there that may stop this spread of this horrible thing that's happening to everybody. Where does Kyle Boone see himself past the pandemic? Like, I'm talking near future, not too far out. What is the goal for you in this business once we get back to consecutive shows and back to regular business as usual?
I had a goal before like shutdown happened, and that was just to work as many shows as possible. But I've been really wanting to work like A1 and Greektown wrestling. Those are like two of my like top ones that I really want to work right now. Workout wise, I have been doing the best I've ever done. I'm in the best shape of my life during shutdown right now. Believe it or not, like it's a good time for me right now. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything besides just going to the gym. I'm wrestling as well now. Just practicing doing my craft. But future, Greektown, A1, those are my big two. I want to keep getting bigger and bigger. go against as many guys as I can. See, I even there's a match that I just did 2 or 3 weeks back, and I went against this guy that trains at Rip Impacts. His name's Evan Greenaway, and we had a great match. That was probably my favorite match. That was one of my matches where I was like, wow, that was so good. Like afterward, I'm just like, that was so good. I can't wait to watch it back, because me and him, we just had so much chemistry together, and I am a fan. I'm a fan of him. So check him out as well, Evan Greenaway.
I'm a fan of him as well. I like his work. And now that you mentioned that him and you were in this match, that's enough for me. I will definitely check it out when it becomes available. And I don't want to know the outcome. Don't spoil it for me. Don't you dare spoil it for me, okay? Just shut up. Shut up, Kyle. Don't spoil it. No, but in all seriousness, you know, isn't that kind of an oxymoron if you think about it, though, that literally you're in the best shape of your life right now, but yet you're not consecutively wrestling?
Yeah, it's like I got to this point where I'm like, oh, my abs are showing, like my muscles are.
Oh my God, he runs his fingers through the hair.
My muscles look so good. I'm checking myself in my camera, not even listening to you at some of these points. And I'm just like, why can't there just be shows every single weekend, every single week, just so I can be shirtless in front of people? Because this is my time. This is my time. Let me have this.
Wow. I don't know if I could be on this interview much longer, because I feel like your ego is going to cut me off the frame completely.
Okay, just put me on.
Wow. Wow. You know what? Maybe Shilo, can you get him off the screen? Maybe I'll just sit down with Shilo. Shilo was a first time guy. She was on my show first, before you.
She's busy. I can't.
I don't know what she's doing back there. It's like, it reminds me of the Wedding Crashers. Mom, get the meat. I don't know what she's doing back there. She's just always there. I don't know what she's doing. So you said you were a fan of horror movies.
Oh yeah,
so
I love them.
I feel like this episode is going to drop way after Halloween. It's going to drop sometime in November for sure. But I feel like you and we could have a really good game of which horror movie is better. Would you be willing to play?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, so it's simple. It's literally just ranking. I'm going to name a movie. You're going to rank it out of 5. I don't want to know why you think it's a 5. We're just going to rank it out of 5. Okay. And if you haven't seen it, just say pass. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start off with an easy one. It's a classic. I actually watched it last night with my daughter. I showed it to her for the first time. It's one of my guilty pleasures. I love it. The Lost Boys.
I'd say a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all we need to know. All right. Next one. He is literally hands down my favorite character of all time. I can watch this movie in the summer, in the winter. I'll even watch it at fucking Christmas. Okay. Halloween, Michael Myers.
5 out of 5.
And we're talking about the original. If you're talking about Rob Zombie, the interview's gonna end.
Oh yeah, I hate. Oh my. Look,
fucking ruined.
I don't watch I watch the Rob Zombie ones about like once, I think, but I watched like the originals, like all like 1 to Resurrection, so many times where it's just like this is Michael Myers. The Rob Zombie ones, I'm not a big fan of Rob Zombie movies just because that's just not my like taste kind of deal. But original Halloween paired with the second Halloween, I think is just hands down 5 out of 5.
Perfect. I agree with you as well. The only thing I will disagree with you on is Resurrection. I don't watch simply because Busta Rhymes giving a roundhouse spin kick to Michael Myers into a flaming garage. Bullshit. Fucking shit. I love Busta Rhymes, but that's bullshit.
I kind of take that one as just like the other ones happened, and then this one's just kind of like a little bonus round, you know? And it's just like, you know what? In this little bonus round, I will take Busta Rhymes
roundhouse spin kick, baby.
Yeah. And at the same time, I'm like, when I was little, I watched that. I was like, okay, that was pretty badass. But at the same time, this guy's like fucked up sorry for swearing.
It's all good.
Messed up everyone that we've seen in this whole series, and like
Busta Rhymes.
Now this.
Exactly. Thank
you. I hate it, and I also love it at the same time.
All right, fair enough. Okay, another one that I gotta say that is definitely hands down one of my favorite flicks. He's another character horror icon that I love. That would be Nightmare on Elm Street, the original.
I'd say 4 out of 5.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
not as good as Michael, but just because a little too much on the silly side. Like, well, the first one wasn't too much, but like especially as the series progressed, like Freddy got a little too silly for my liking, kind of deal. And I was like, I still appreciate those movies and I still like them, but it's just Michael was just like my guy, and
Exactly.
Jason.
Yeah, Michael's my guy too. I am also a big fan of this character. Is probably one of my favorite Stephen King's book. You know where I'm going with it, Pennywise It.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the remake. So chapter
The
1,
remakes?
not
Okay.
chapter 2, because I wasn't a fan of chapter 2. I always liked it when they were kids, because I felt
I still haven't seen the second one. I still haven't seen part 2 yet.
Let's go with chapter 1. What's your thoughts on it, chapter 1?
I loved it. That was a 5 out of 5 as well. I like going from the originals to that one. I was just like, I wasn't really scared. Even when I was little, like when I was just like a kid watching the originals, I was like, this isn't even that scary. But then as a grown man watching it chapter 1, I was like, I literally jumped out of my chair at 2 different scenes in that movie. So I'm giving that a 5 out of 5.
Absolutely. And another one, because this is my all-time favorite director, but he didn't direct this one, he wrote it. And another one of my favorite directors directed it. That would be From Dusk Till Dawn, written by the incomparable Quentin Tarantino, directed by Robert Rodriguez, starring George fucking Clooney as a super badass. I wanted that flaming tattoo.
Yeah.
I watched that movie when I was like 10, and I thought, I want to be a fucking gecko. I want to sit there and be like, don't run on us. I got 6 little friends and they can all run faster than you. Yes, you fucking do, George Clooney, you sexy son of a bitch. So what are your, I mean, for me, it's a 5, but what's your thoughts?
5 for sure.
Yeah.
5 for sure. Again, like also watching that, I'm just like, I want to be in this movie. This is just so badass.
What's going on with you? Are you two a couple of queers? No, he's my son. How does that work? He looks Chinese. He's not. He's Japanese.
Oh.
Well, shut the fuck up. Give the RB. Shut up. Give the RB.
That's a movie I haven't seen. I've only seen that movie once, and I always mean to watch it again, but I just haven't seen it since. And I'm just like, what a good movie though. Like I just have like that nostalgic vibe where anyone talks about it, I'm like, oh man, I should watch that. Like I need to watch that.
All right. You know what? I gotta ask this question, because a lot of guys won't admit this, but I feel like you're a man like me. You know, we're tough when we need to be, but we also have sensitive sides. And
Obviously.
every guy, I don't give a shit what any guy says, but every guy has a chick flick that is kind of their chick flick. Now, if you're not prepared to answer this question, I will man up first and I will say which one is mine.
Okay, you go first. I gotta think.
All right. So mine is A Walk to Remember. Okay, Mandy Moore gets me every fucking time. Okay.
I haven't seen it.
Watch it. Shilo probably knows about it. A Walk to Remember, Nicholas Sparks. Okay, it's a fucking great flick. It gets me every time, and I'm not ashamed to admit
it. To be honest, I'm a rom-com guy. Like I actually really do appreciate rom-coms, but I can't think of one that I'm like. Shilo, what's my favorite rom-com? She might know.
I don't know. You like them all.
She said that I like them all.
You like them all. All right.
Yeah, even as a kid, I watched them, so I was like, I just always got accustomed to them. Like, I just like anything, you know.
Anything that's good and is entertaining, then that's what we're all
exactly.
about.
I'm gonna say one that I don't like though, which I think is overrated, and I think people will be mad about. I think The Notebook was overrated.
Oh, fucking 100%.
Yeah,
Bullshit movie.
Yeah,
fucking sucked.
I watched it and I'm like, this is probably one of my least favorite rom-coms, or just romantic movies, and I was just, I don't know. I don't get why everyone loves it so much. I was like, I feel bad for the husband she cheated on or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Horrible movie. I don't disagree with you. I 100% agree with you. But check out, you and Shilo, you guys got to watch at some point in time. You got to check out A Walk to Remember. Okay, it gets me every time. It is a beautiful fucking movie, and it makes you appreciate life. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Well, Kyle Boone, the WaveMaker, thank you so much for being on Straight Talk Wrestling today. And for anyone who's not following you, please shout out your socials.
So you can find me at the Kyle Boone on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Perfect.
And also YouTube. I just started YouTube, but that's just to post some videos. So.
Well, I will subscribe to you, Kyle, if you subscribe to me. I already hope you're subscribing to Straight Talk Wrestling, because if you're not, it's horrible. Horrible.
I think I am, to be honest. So.
Well, double check that, Kyle. You and Shilo, make sure you're both subscribing, because we got great content coming out every single Wednesday, and my daughter drops her 5 questions with the mini host every Saturday. By the way, you both are my friends on Facebook, and I post them like, my daughter's looking for wrestlers to interview. Neither one of you or Shilo,
I am not
the fucking call.
You know how long I get back to messages. It's because I just don't go on Facebook and stuff.
Fucking excuses. The excuses are horrible.
I literally about like 4 days ago, I just got back to all my messages. 37 messages in Messenger, about 15 in text, and about 6 in Instagram.
How do you get booked? How do you get work?
I almost missed a booking one time because a guy messaged me and I didn't see it because it was like it just got in the mix. And then someone else messaged me and he's like, "Hey, like, do you want to do the show or not?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry." Because like the other guy like messaged me like 3 weeks before that, and I'm like, no one messaged me. I go back, I'm like, whoosh. Thankfully I got booked.
If everyone could see my face right now, the whole time he was talking, I was just sitting there shaking my head in disappointment. All right, well, go enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank you.
Don't reply to any of your messages.
Don't worry,
this guy on all the socials, but I doubt he will ever respond to anything you have to say. All right, but follow him anyways because his shit is entertaining. Kyle Boone, I do have to make the announcement, the formal announcement, that this episode today was brought to you by Raymond Bernardo of Road Sport Chrysler. Don't overpay, buy from Ray. He's my fantastic sponsor. Always got to give the man a shout out because he's incredible. And you are now a member of the Straight Talk family. Not that it fucking matters to you because you'll never get back to any messages anyways. But in case you ever want to come back on the show, maybe you message me because I'm not going to message you anymore, Kyle, because I know that I'll get buried 37 messages deep.
I've been doing good
for me. Stop talking, Kyle. Say hello to Shilo for me, and you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturdays, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right, brother. You take care.
All right. Bye, man.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Tune in next week for another episode on Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. Also follow us on Facebook at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, and on Twitter at _Straight Talk. And for all our merchandise, you can search us on ProWrestlingTees.com.